Well guys, I've got more of a heartbreaking, hard lesson today. I messed up last night, and because of that, I got a pile of dead guineas on the ground behind me. The whole time we were gone, our animals were fine, but something changed when we got back. Kids with tears in their eyes came in to tell me that 4 of our guineas were dead, 1 was missing, and only 4 of them remained alive. Whatever did it, okay, if you look next to me, the chickens and the ducks each have some rather big secure houses. We just kind of had a smaller chicken tractor that we were keeping the guineas in, and it was a little older. I wanted to build them a new one. I just got to pick up some more lumber and do some other things first to build them a permanent structure. Whatever it was tore the door off of it, off the cage, and came in through this fence here. It's kind of left open. I've got some clips that should be locked. It wasn't clipped last night, but I think the big problem was we have that gate that I put in because we have the entire perimeter of our property fenced in. Full-size armadillos, hopefully coyotes won't be able to get in. Smaller armadillos, raccoons, possums, foxes, rabbits, squirrels, you know, still able to get in. I don't think this was one of the possums because I don't see a possum doing all that. I actually don't even think it was a raccoon. I think I left that gate open. That gate I put up in the first place because the neighbors across the street had a dog that would come mess with all of our stuff. So when I finally got the perimeter fence in, that was the last kind of key, was to put a gate up at our driveway. Well, we were running around late last night after sundown. Monster Truck and I were still moving buckets of things, preparing some things for continuing our rock pillar fence, moving some stuff out in the pasture, just a number of things, and we left that gate open. So now we've only got 4 guineas left. I've got 4 dead ones there. I won't show you guys too much of that I've got to take care of. And you know, these guineas too, they weren't just something that we chose to get on our homestead. These guineas were donated to us. Okay, a couple of guys I know on Steemit sent over funds to purchase guineas for our homestead. We're still running off of those, but we've only got 4 left now. One of the guys was Mr. V. Cellier. He came down to visit before, and we sure had some fun. He had wanted to take his grandson on a vacation. He reached out to me, said, hey, you know, he's from France originally, living up in British Columbia last I knew. He wanted to take his grandson on a vacation. He says, can we come visit you? And I'm like, visit me? And I knew him, you know, from Steemit and our interactions online. I'm like, well, all right. So they came down to visit. They spent a week here. He had some new experiences, got to catch some, caught his first snake ever. And he did a pretty good job. He grabbed it first and it bit him, and then he grabbed it and got the head. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. I said, you know, how long you been doing that? He said, oh, this is my first one. I'm like, that's your first one? He goes, well, yeah, I learned it from watching you. I'm like, oh, man. And then we were thinking about what else, you know, we could do down here that they couldn't really do up there. So we took them out scorpion hunting, and I think within 10 minutes, both Mr. Vincent and and his grandson were able to each locate a scorpion with some black light flashlights. And then while they were down too, we actually found a very cool looking pygmy rattlesnake. It was probably melanistic. It was just completely black for the most part, black on black. Wonderful, never seen that before in my life. And you know, got to share that experience with him. But anyway, he was one of the guys who helped donate to getting guineas on our homestead in the first place. Then the other guy was Mr. Matthew T. We've had some fun on Steemit as well, as where I met him. In fact, mailed him some peppers, and he had a pretty fun time with those.
He's on to his Pepper Challenge, the world record pepper in South Carolina. It's coming. 3, 2, 1, 0. It's time, Dad. Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper. 3, 2, 1,
0.
Woo! Aye! Woo!
He ate the world record. I can't believe it.
I'm on fire.
To be the next.
That's a hot pepper. Woo! Milk doesn't help. Ice cream doesn't help.
Guys, this is actually the best challenge in the world.
Don't eat this pepper. It's burning my ear canal. Don't eat the pepper, man. Don't do it. Thanks, Papa Pepper. Don't eat that pepper.
Don't eat that pepper. Anyway, those two guys, you know, donated that we could get some guineas on our homestead. We've had them for years now, with fluctuating numbers. We've had some good next generation show up, and some of the originals. Now we're down 4. Are those all originals, child? No. Yes? Maybe. Okay, not all of them, but some of those are the originals that those guys, you know, donated the funds so we could pick them up. So of course I feel absolutely terrible now. I mean, anytime you see your kids come in the house with tears in their eyes talking about things, it's just sad. And that's one of the hard lessons. Now guineas are something we were planning on eating eventually and doing some other stuff with, you know, turn into food. Oh man, all animals are gonna die, but when they die like this, where even whatever came and grabbed them didn't even eat them. But when they die like this, and where whatever killed them, you know, didn't even use them as a food source, they're just dead now. It really gets to me. So we don't know for sure what it was. I just know it was big. I don't think it was a possum. I don't think it was a raccoon. It could have been a dog, but there's a number of dogs that kind of run free sometimes. Here's a little bit more of what we got, which leads me to think, you know, it came in from the gate. So all this is feathers over here, feathers over here, feathers over here, feathers over here. And Mama Pepper said she heard something bump into the house last night, but and up around here is where that gate is. So don't know what it is. If it's not a dog, hopefully we'll figure it out and be able to take care of it. If it is a dog, hopefully just locking our gate will hopefully be enough. So obviously we got to step up our game. I'm going to build them a new hut. I think they'll be roosting with the chickens right now. Hopefully we can prepare what they need in here. That door should have been locked here. Whatever was strong enough to rip the gate off. In fact, it rather destroyed it. It's a heaping mess right now, and that's heartbreaking for me. Man. And we got to keep that gate shut. So hard lesson learned. Like I said, it costs some animals their life, and it's part of, you know, we live in a fallen, cursed earth. Death and suffering and disease are part of it, and animals kill each other, and people kill animals and kill each other too. And we just got to, whatever we have control over, do a better job. So this is just a sober reminder of that. And I got to clean this up. All right, guys, Papa out.